Welcome back to another episode of the Road to 2200. Here we've got our D4 repertoire. We're playing again, bring the knight out, deprive our opponents of some stuff, and they're playing the Benoni. This is my Achilles heel, is the Benoni. I play very badly against it. I can't quite figure out why. Even as early as here, I'm already unsure what I want to do. It's torn between these two moves, and I can never quite remember what my repertoire says I do. Let's think for a second here. I don't love putting the pawn here because I like eventually being able to swing around and put my knight there. But I'm going to put it there because, to be honest, I cannot remember what I'm supposed to do, which is really bad. We're very early in the opening. I don't know. I actually do know why. I can't ever remember. So I don't see it quite enough. So I'll invest some time and then I just forget. So I think I need to actually drill this one. Okay, so what are we going to do here? Where is this? Where are all these pieces going is the question. It feels like this piece is rather obvious. It's going here. So let's just move it here. Then the question is, like, where is this bishop going? I feel like I have several possibilities. I wasn't really expecting that, though maybe I should have. If they take and I take, I think I'm okay. I'm not taking here. I did this in a recent tournament game. It was a total debacle. Don't do that. This knight looks pretty vulnerable now. Like if I go here and they kick and I go here, they don't want to go here. So this seems like a bad move. It feels like they should have done that after I committed this bishop, because this pin is going to be annoying for them to break. Okay, and now I think I can just move along. I guess the question is I could go e4. I feel like normal for me here would be to play e3. But like e3 bishop here doesn't seem to do a whole lot anyway. So e4 seems a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more aggressive. I'm grabbing a bit more space. This knight is pretty safe from these attacks from the bishop to dislodge this pawn. So we're going to go here. And who knows, maybe we'll even go here and back it up, and we'll probably go here, though. All right, so this is a big moment in this game. Which way am I taking? Am I taking this way and saying more pawns in the center is going to be better? Or am I taking this way and saying this is a pretty big space advantage? This pawn is going to be harder to disrupt. Though if I go here, let's say I go here, they go here. I guess I go here, and they can't go here very easily. So I'm really torn here. This just looks safer to me somehow. This looks like this pawn just looks like it's going to become quite weak. So I am going to go here and just say I think the space advantage has to be at a minimum decent. And I'm going to get castled right away, as my opponent is as well. And what I'm left with is then where does this bishop go? The problem with going here is they're going to put a rook here in a moment. And then am I happy my bishop is there? I'm not sure I am. I think maybe the structure I'm looking for is like here. This rook moves maybe to here. This bishop comes back and slides into there. I guess I am left with a problem. No, I'm not left with that problem. Yeah, I'm just going to go here. It's not... I'm not going here because this bishop looks so great. I think this bishop looks kind of terrible. I'm going there because of my bishop looking vulnerable there. This looks intriguing to kind of bust things up, but this is coming. So I feel like I either need to commit to something like this and then going king d2 and like walking away, or just castle and play normal and say I have a pretty big space advantage. My opponent's a little bit tied up right now. I think we're going to go that way. Though I think this would have been interesting. I think it just doesn't quite work. The thing is, maybe now I can do this. And suddenly I'm kind of wishing my bishop was here. But if I go here, here, They can't take this way. They don't want to take that way, I don't think. I think that would be a problem. I think I would just do things like this and kind of be in business. Oftentimes when against the Benoni, when you see this, you pretty much need to go here because if they get to get this pawn in, it's kind of a problem. And the worry is them sticking a knight here on b4, but that's going to be quite hard because they put this knight here. Now it's going to be a challenge. Okay, so the question is, do I want to go here? And I think so. I think if they want to go here, they're just weakening themselves even more. And I think I'm perfectly happy with that. And then if they want to do something where they end up trading there, that's okay too. So I think I still have lots of ways to improve my position before we need to do anything dramatic. I think simply going here and coming over here and this kind of stuff will work. I think what I do need to be a little wary about is that this diagonal can be challenging. It might be best to put my rook here eventually. But I think this is probably... I feel like these are the two moves I'm looking at. What's my opponent going to do? I suppose we should figure out. Maybe now this is more viable since it doesn't lose a pawn. If I were to go take here, that looks pretty reasonable. So maybe I want to put a rook here first, stopping that to a degree. Then if they go here and I go here, then their pawn, maybe that pawn is okay, but this pawn is really good. And also, with a space advantage, if I can stop trades, I kind of want to. Okay, let's go here. I think something like this has to be in the future for my opponent. And I'm probably going here next. I'm a little sad. Oftentimes this knight likes to go to here and really do some big things. But even just like bishop here, maybe that was even good without them forcing me. Because I'm just on this pawn. Then they almost have to go here. Maybe that's what I do next move, is go here. And then they might have to go over there with the pawn, with the bishop, with the knight. And that looks pretty bad because then I can even go here, force them back, and in fact the knight has to just go back there. Wow, that's really remarkable. That may be, like, if we can make that happen, that might be what we do. So it'd be like here, here, here. Only move for the knight. Oh, wow, you're going to make me go there. Going to make me go to the square that I was thinking would be good because this is falling. So they don't have time to go here. Wow, I think everything falls apart here for them. I think that was a pretty big error. And doesn't that lose a pawn? I believe it does, right? My mistaken takes. Yeah, so that even loses a pawn. So they basically chose to lose the pawn this way. So I guess the question is, if I go here, do they have something clever like this? Where they're now on the bishop that's backing up that knight. But can't I just move the knight back? Or should I take with the bishop? They take. I take with the pawn. I mean, I take with the knight. And stick a knight in the middle. That knight in the middle isn't going to be doing much in the end. Like, it's not hitting anything useful, which is kind of bizarre, and it's so not stable there. Whereas if I end up with the bishop here, maybe I do something like move the knight here, drop the bishop back, and then it's a pretty good piece opposing their bishop. Okay, so last thing. Here, here, comes back, takes, and I think I'm still okay. So we're going to go this way. If this pawn wasn't still here, I don't think we could do this plan, because then this would be devastating. Whereas now it's just kind of like, okay, I mean, you can give me another center pawn, you can give me a half open file. I think these things are all fine for me. I think this was a rather large error. I think this was a large error. Oops, this move. Okay. Okay, well, I'll go here. I feel like I'm missing something because this is so... Like, now this guy's stuck. If he moves, that falls. I do have to be aware of things like, you know, I mean, there's nowhere now, but like, let's say my queen was here. This might be problematic. I don't know. That seems like a pretty big mistake. I don't know if it'll be enough to just like ice the game, but losing a center pawn can be really, truly devastating. I have a little bit of an issue of like, where do I go now? And part of it is I was thinking I would want to bring my bishop back, but I can't actually do that. Now that we're here, something like this and the bishop just falls. So it'd have to be like this, which I don't think that's worth it. And I don't think the position is quite slow enough to grant me that luxurious of a move. Maybe, though, what I can do is something like this, and then swing the knight around this way. And so if I'm going like here, here, and then the knight comes out, and then the knight comes over here, that might be good. I just have to think about like how's the time looking in this game. Do I have the time to make really slow reworking or regrouping moves, or do I have to press? This is one of the toughest parts of chess, right? Is what kind of game are we even playing? It feels kind of open. Wow. Okay. That doesn't seem like it works either. But maybe it does. Maybe this is really deep, where it's like here, check, takes, discovery on here, but I can't take that way. So what about here, first, then if I go here, then when he goes here, I go here, takes, and I lose the piece. So is there a way I can order this in such a way where I don't lose the piece? I think, well, if I just take here, then they take and they get their pawn back. So then it's a great move. I also have this clever little thing. Check. Takes or not takes. Queen takes. Then if takes... No, then that hangs at the end. What about knight takes? Then this is just hanging. I think I have a way out of here. I just have to think about this. I think I have a way to... I don't think this works, is what I'm saying. It is challenging to figure out how to make it work. Okay, so... What about... No, this won't work. So knight takes, bishop takes, rook takes, rook takes. Doesn't seem like there's anywhere great. Oh, yeah, wait, hold on, does that work? No, I don't think it has shoot. I was looking at knight takes, check, winning the queen, but the knight is here. So then after the king moves, the knight has to move, and there's nowhere for the knight to move. That's really strong. Apparently I'm going to use all my time here trying to figure this out, because it does feel like it's that important of a moment. If I figure it out, I win. Otherwise, it's, I've given up my advantage. So what about pawn takes? And then we're just in the same spot. So bishop takes. So actually I have a few things here because knight takes is hitting the queen. Then takes, check, takes, falls. Wow. Can't believe that this works. This is stunning to me. I think the best way to do it, though, is like this. Ah, yes. Also, then, if they go... So if I go here, here, I have this check first. So I'm the one who gets to pull them away. So I think this works. And then if they go here first, I'm here and I'm on that, and it should be okay. So I'm up a piece. But if they go here, I go here, here. Oh, right, I get to come back this way too. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I am good. Okay, that was the move that I thought didn't work, right? They couldn't order it that way because it's covering there. It's like I go here, and I'm just up a piece, and that's the move? Wow, I wasn't expecting that at all. Okay. That's the move. Yeah, I guess it is a nice double attack. But if they take that way, I guess that's not mate. If I go here, 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 they'll lose the piece. So what am I up right now? I'm up exactly one piece. What about here, takes, here, threatening mate. That seems like it probably works. No, that doesn't work. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no, that doesn't work either because they would just take the queen. Man. Threaten the queen. No. Here. Here. Check. Here. 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 I win the queen. Let's check that again. Oh, but what if they go here? Then I lose. Oh my goodness. Well, no, because then I can go here. But then if they take that way, then I don't have the attack anymore on the king. Boy, oh boy, this is very complicated position. Holy cow. Okay. Here, here. This seems like the best idea. And then there's discoveries. There are checkmate problems. Oh, my light went out. Okay. Here. No, wait. Here just takes here. Here would lead to that. Which I don't know that would be good. Then I would take. He's got to move. Boy, I am about out of time here. Okay, I'm going here. Maybe this loses on the spot. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Okay. Then I'm going here, here, here. It seems like here. Everything lets me go there. This I am covering that square. So here, no, that lets them check the queen, we'll say. So we'll go here. So they can't attack the queen. Almost assuredly they're going there. Oh, then I do have a way to force queens off if I want. I don't know that that's the answer. takes here. That does not force queen stuff at all. Okay, not sure what I was saying there. I think we're going this way, though. And that just seems like it puts a lot of pressure on my opponent's position. Where's that queen going? The king is looking pretty vulnerable. Ooh, I was definitely not expecting that move. Definitely, 100% not. That looks like a cool move. I'm thinking of going here. And then, like, takes here. Doesn't work super well. What about, no, I can't do that. Yeah, I think we'll just move the knight here. Break that up. If here, probably here, here, here. And am I just losing there? Suddenly I'm behind? Did I take here? Wow, I thought I was winning still. Okay, some big mistakes have happened here. Okay. Well, yeah. My opponent outplayed me in the tactical portion of this game. I don't see another move than taking there. Boy, okay. This one really got away from me. Okay, so now I'm losing. I don't know what happened. I went from what I thought was a really good game. I've used all of my time, and I'm losing. So, not quite how I drew this one up. Okay. What to do now? And unfortunately, my opponent didn't make a giant mistake and let me, like, discover them somehow. So, this doesn't look great for me. This is checkmate. So I would need to do something about that. Like this moves, then they're here. What about like check? They just move back. And I don't know what I have at this point. Seems like pretty much nothing. Also, this could come. Oh my. All right, I'm gonna go here. I think I've lost. That's the bottom line. Okay, I have something slightly interesting here. Where I can go like here, check, here, and then I'm covering this square, which could be good. Yeah, we're gonna do this because we need something to happen. And there's a chance that they make a pretty big error. Okay. That certainly wasn't a big error. I'm gonna go here, covering up the mate threat. If this queen moves now, this looks promising. Like we might be able to get some sort of super sneaky mate in. I'm also gonna go here, enticing them to go here to let me come in this way. Like it's very weird that they have made their queen the defender of this pawn. That was an odd choice. I'm not saying necessarily it was a bad choice and that they're going to lose because of it, but it was certainly strange. And also this pawn is stuck now, so I could do something like this and they couldn't take. That seems like a very good move. that kind of seems like a game-winning move, in fact. Although I can go here, and then maybe it's not as bad. Because this was the move that was, like, crushing, because then I can't take back. So I'm just going to go back. Chase them away. I don't know where they're going to go. Not a lot of squares. I don't think, but they might want to come in here and be like, oh, okay, I'm going to mate him. But if they do, it's a big mistake. I don't know that there's mate here, but I'm guessing there is. And even if there's not, why? Like, why would you give your opponent that degree of counterplay when you're clearly crushing your opponent? So just back up the rook and just say, okay, that was a probing move. It's fine. What? Really? You're going to do that? Here, here, check, here, and then have to like come back to here. And then they have these pawns that are really kind of devastating. And I can't check with the knight right now. I could just take. I think I just need to take here, unfortunately. And maybe we'll find out I could have made that move and saved the game. But I only have 45 seconds because I burned all my time earlier, which I'm not necessarily regretful of. I've also liked keeping this possibility alive. I feel like it's bothering my opponent. But, oh wow. Having to keep that tied means they can't do something like that. Wow. This queen placement is so bad. Like, for having such a big lead, they're not doing it great. Okay, so that's a good idea, right? Let's at least put the pressure on. So I'm going to go here and hope that this pries open the position a bit. It's not going to do me much at the moment, but it might. The king is just a little bit looser. It gives me an escape square, which is nice. Maybe I should have just gone here. But I guess, no. Oh, they're going here next. That's what I didn't realize. Okay, maybe this doesn't work very well then. Well, we'll find out. Okay, so that's what I thought was happening. And I guess then they can go there, and that is a little bit annoying. But I'm going here. Now they're going here. Then I guess I have to go there, but then they go here, and maybe this was a terrible move. Can I just go here? No, that's going to be mate, right? Because he'll slide in behind, then I go here. I think I have to go here. I think that was a big blunder on my part. Oh well. I was already dead, so it was just me trying to make something happen, but I weakened my position in trying to make something happen. When I probably should have just sat there and waited. I think... I don't have to move at all. I don't know why I'm thinking I have to move. But what else do I have? I know what else I have. I have this. We're going to go in here. I'm going to try to make some things happen. Probably they're going there, and then I'm going here. And, yeah, now I'm in big trouble, of course. But I was in big trouble before. Again, just trying to make something crazy happen. Okay. That's a very odd choice. Not bad, but certainly odd. I don't think they needed to do that. This at a minimum gives me like a bunch of checks. Their pawns are kind of weak. Maybe I can pick one off, and then if I do, that feels pretty drawish to me. We'll go here. I mean, I just feel like there's some outside chance where I could do something. Sure, we'll go here. I'm gonna have to go there. I'll go here, threatening this pawn. So I kind of have to go down there. Then I'll go here. They could put the queen there, but then I get to take. So I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll go here and just continue guarding that pawn, which seems very reasonable. Then I'll probably go here. I'll go here. But as you can see, like, I'm not fine by any stretch, but I'm better than I was before. I think that was a problematic transformation. My guess is, though, the computer will say it was great, because the computer could easily win here. This would be no problem, right? But I think for a human, this is actually a harder transformation than the other one. Okay. I'll go here and keep pestering. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'll go here. This is kind of an interesting spot. Okay, didn't go there. I'm a little bit tempted to go here. And then I can check there. Sure, let's do that. We'll go there. Then this looks reasonable. I don't know, they go there. What I can't do is trade queens. If they're able to trick me into a spot where I'm forced to trade queens, the game is immediately over. So that is not something I can do. Which is most likely what's going to happen. That'll be how this game finishes. They'll eventually a check won't work out right, and they'll be able to interpose the queen, and then they'll win. Because this this and kings is not holdable for white. Oh, okay, interesting. So here. Okay, well they're gonna have to keep their king around that pawn. And this is what I was talking about. This ends the game. So maybe now I'm in big trouble. Maybe I didn't do that quite right. And this ends the game. That's fine. I can get out of that one. Yeah, in fact, I like this one. Because if they block here, then I can go here, check. And now we're going. And they might do that. Yep. Boom. One of the pawns. We're coming back, baby. We got one of the pawns. We need this pawn. We didn't get the right pawn. Let's see if I go here. Yeah, that should be okay. Wait, no, because then he's going to end up here, and can I handle that? Here. No, I think this is better. I think we're in trouble, though. I think he's going to get behind there. I'm going to have kind of a hard time now. Okay, I didn't expect them to do that. Because now I get the other pawn. Just very generously giving me all of the pawns other than that one. Still not holdable if we trade queens, but we're getting closer. I'm going to go here. Yeah, I'm going to go here and let's see if we can... This would be a miraculous hold if we come back. Like, utterly miraculous. Oh, my God. After all that, I do that? After all of that. Oh, that's so frustrating, right? Like, I worked so hard, and then it's like, oh, also, you can just blunder your queen and lose on the spot. Chess is so hard. So hard. 1 millisecond of a lapse, and you're just dead. Okay, well, let's take a look at this debacle. What even happened? It was a fun game, actually. I just got away from... Okay, so this is what's interesting. Right here, I don't actually know my repertoire. Do I play c4 or not? Apparently, knight c3 is actually the most common move here. I played c4, and it was fine. But I need to know what I think I'm trying to do. Okay, these are all fine. That is out of book now. Not necessarily bad. But I do have a pretty big lead at this point, according to the engine. I can take here. They take here. And I'm doing very well. I'm up 1.5. And if I don't do that, and I go here, it's only 0.8. Alright, this was an important transformation. The computer says both are fine. I think I liked how mine ended up. Okay, this bishop move. I don't know. I don't know about this bishop move. The computer says it is fine. Okay, so this is this idea of responding to there. Now they go here. I go here. Which, by the way, full equality now. Lots of decent moves here of like here. Essentially, the engine says don't trade, which makes a lot of sense. I don't know a ton about space advantages. I'm still wrestling with it myself. But like one of the biggest principles is don't trade when you have a space advantage. And then this does indeed lose a pawn. I played it exactly right. I'm crushing them. And then they did this, and they're dead. If I play it correctly. Okay. So I was right here, 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 all good. And then this moved through me. I really thought they were planning this. And then I go here, and then this is a crushing lead. But instead they threw me, and they went here, and apparently I blundered here. Okay, so I went rook d1, and that, I'm still winning, but it's not good. They go here, and the problem is I tried to get cute for some reason, whereas always this is in the position. Always. And I didn't even recognize that I could just bail out here and just say, like, okay, I'm currently up a piece, right? I go here. You go here. And I'm up a pawn. And now maybe I have things, right? So, like, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can threaten mate on this square. Like, I have lots of possibilities here. The engine says this is utterly crushing. No, sorry, not that. This, because we are threatening to take yet another pawn. And really, how do they even defend that? They actually don't. The computer puts this as the #1 move, and then I would just take here. And that's crushing, right? Utterly crushing win. So, I don't know how I missed that I could just go here, take a pawn. Their knight is misplaced. Like, very weird. And even still here, this is actually fine. And now I'm crushing again. Because all I have to do is go here, give them the pawn that they've gotten. This guy is still in danger, can't move. Like, I'm winning, right? Like, it's like I'm winning here. The engine says they should do something like this to try to trade down a bit, and when that happens, well, then they're just, ooh, that actually loses, I guess, to this. But what we could do, we could even do this. Okay, no, that the engine doesn't like that either. I kind of like that, but okay, we could just kind of go here, extract our stuff, and I don't know, we're winning. So that's really disappointing that I spent a long time. Like, I spent all of my time, and this just threw me. I had solved it all, and this threw me really hard. So much so that I just never even considered this very obvious move. Just save the piece, win a pawn, when they take. Their pieces are totally undeveloped. The knight is in danger. The queen can move to all kinds of amazing square. Like, this is just not that hard. And that's what's kind of upsetting. I'm okay with all the way back here not seeing the full ramifications of when they go here, I go here. I'm okay with that. But when this happened on the board, to not even consider that is rather worrisome. Instead, I played some cute moves. And then suddenly when the dust settles, I'm like, wait, what? I'm losing? Huh? How did that happen? But even here, I'm not losing that badly. Oh, interesting. The computer says to ignore this and play h4, which is what I was very much considering. That was like, almost did it. But I was like, I don't have to, because I can go like this, and then I'm covering. Whoops, I have to move over. I'm covering the square, though, and it kind of works out fine. So I went this route instead. And I thought this was a really bad move. Computer says it's fine. I think from a human perspective, it's not a great move. I think probably better would have just been like, move the king back. Now the queen doesn't have to babysit as much. I guess maybe it is kind of a problem, because then I can jump in here. What? The main move is takes. Oh, right. because takes mate. Okay. For a second there, I was like, what? So I can't jump in there yet. So I don't know. Maybe it is a reasonable move to just push that pawn. It just felt like it gave me something to dream about. And now the computer says it's pretty close. It's only, in fact, here it's equal now. This is an equal game. What? So I really wanted to stir up some trouble here. So I played h4, which ended up being a debacle. I could have just checked. I think I didn't really think about that move much because of this. And I thought, like, well, that's not that great. Now the king is hidden. I actually have this resource. Totally missed that. So then if they make a worse move, like let's say they go here, now I've got some interesting things. First of all, I have to handle this. But, like, once I do, I've got some interesting stuff. Like, I can swing around here and come in there. I don't know. It just feels like I have a lot of possibilities after that check. So I instead pushed h4. I was in a lot of time trouble. This was linked to back when my queen was, like, here and I could do cool stuff. And this is it's just like threw everything away. All that hard work to get back to a drawn position, and then I just threw it away entirely, and I'm just getting crushed. But then my opponent kind of plays weird and makes this transformation, which, by the way, the computer loves, and says, yeah, this is an easy win. What are you talking about? But then doesn't play very well. Lets me have, what, 2 pawns? 1 pawn, 2 pawns, and funnily enough, no, this is a mating threat. So this, I guess I don't have to be as, I'm upset that I missed it still, but the computer says, like, wait, be real, like, you were dead. This is a mating attack at this point. They're winning. You don't have a way, which, you know, I would have still thought I did. I would have checked, but then I guess stuff like this makes it challenging. But I would have just kept checking. I would have kept checking until all my possibilities were done, and eventually they probably will be. Yeah, that's not too good. That hangs the queen. Yeah. The bottom line is, I would have been happy to play on here, especially with how much material my opponent had given me. Now, the computer was saying, like, who cares? So they gave me material, and no big deal. You're still getting crushed. But I felt like I was doing okay. So I guess the big takeaways in this game are, 1, how do I not know my opening well enough to know what I do on move 4? I need to have an answer to what I do on move 4 for a not that uncommon opening. And then the next big takeaway is, oh yeah, just this tactical sequence. I don't know, I did it all right other than one move, which is kind of frustrating, right? Like, I outplayed my opponent here to where I knew I was going to win this pawn. I was able to win the pawn. Then they freaked out and lashed out and made a horrible play that loses the game. And I sorted through all of it and then got thrown when they made a weird move that was much worse than the other move. Well, I guess not much worse. And I just missed a basic move. Just an utterly basic move. How much time did I have there? Okay, yeah, this, I think, was part of the trouble. I had spent so much time figuring out the other line. My opponent's at 13 minutes. I'm at 3 minutes. And I felt pretty pressured to move fairly quickly. Let's see. Wait. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was at 6 minutes, and I took 3 minutes to come up with this move. So it's not... Yeah. I took the time, and I still missed it. So it was a frustrating game where I feel like I outplayed my opponent a lot. And then one tactical misstep. Boom. Chess be like that. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this one. And I'll see you next time.